When this was translated from the Latin Vulgate into our modern vernacular, they did not have an animal to properly represent what they saw. The only thing they had available for translation was a Babylonian pictogram, which was a picture of a wild ox. A wild ox has two horns. Problem is, they only had a profile view, which means an animal that had two horns appeared to only have one. Monokeros in the Greek. Which means they misinterpreted something based on what they saw. And this is why perception is so evil. Because you're only seeing one side of where the anointing came from. You see the blessing, but you don't know the hell I had to go through to get it. You don't know the prayers that were prayed to get me where I am. You don't know the fight. Grab your neighbor and say, neighbor, you don't know what I've been through. The reason why I dance the way I dance, the reason why I shout the way I shout, the reason why I holler the way I holler is you don't know the pain behind my praise. You want to give somebody a high five and tell them, say, neighbor, you don't know the pain behind my praise. I gotta hurry. I'm caught up in this intro. I'm feeling good yet. I took a nap, so I'm ready to preach. The past, if it's negative, will affect your future bond of trust with God. And the reason why is because if I never had any money, then I'm going to think I'm going to always be broke. If I've always been sick, my family was always sick, then that's in my mind because it's my history. Which means by faith, I have to reach into the future that I've never experienced. Decree and declare what I believe God is going to do in my life. And once what's in the future that's been spoken starts showing up in my present, it immediately becomes my new past. And when I've had enough success of God bringing things to pass in my life, I create a different history. Now I can look back and say, I ain't worried about being sick because he healed me the last time. I ain't worried about this bill that just came up out of nowhere because he destroyed financial bondage last time. Grab your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm changing my history. Theologians of our time made a very powerful statement. He said, faith is not, doubt is not the antithesis or the opposite of faith, but it's a part of faith. Which means, don't let people tell you, well, don't doubt it, just believe God. That means they never believed God for anything significant. Because when you got a real dream, doubt always shows up. Because you doubt your ability to make it happen. Which means you have to put your trust and your confidence that God is the only one that can bring me out of what I'm in. Oh, slap your neighbor and tell him, say, neighbor, God is getting ready to bring you out. So, I'm going to have to trim this back because I'm feeling good. Y'all talk amongst yourself for a second. Let me see here. Trust, predictability, and value exchange. Okay, y'all ready? There's different types of trust, but I'm not going to bore you with all the details. I just simply need you to know that when you deal with trust, you have to deal with value exchange. This is where you have something I want. I trust you that the sheep that you have is going to clothe me properly. The milk that I have from my cows is not going to be spoiled. We have a trust bond that you're not going to let me down, I'm not going to let you down. Capitalistic societies are built off of value exchange. Delayed reciprocity. All pastors know this, that we are mandated to invest in people. Problem with investing in people is we know that everybody's not going to produce a harvest. Which means if I take 10 people and invest the same thing, the law of 10% says only one of them is going to return an investment. But I still have to invest. Am I talking in here? The good thing is God has a way of taking the one thing you invested in and making the blessing so great, it nullifies what you had to put in. Oh, man, talking to somebody. Tell your neighbor, say, I got something coming to me. I got there's exposed vulnerabilities, which we talked about. I got to hasten here. So what then? If you learn about trust, how it works, how to build it, if you do well with it, other people will give you the earth. If you betray them, they'll hunt you to the ends of the earth. That's why when you see that 1-800 number come up, that you have so aptly named in your contact list do not answer. It's a bond of trust that's been broken. I'm going to preach a message on Sunday called Leveling Out. I believe that God is about to bring the church to a place where he's going to level some stuff out. Do you know that one of the translations of the word humble in the Greek actually means to bring to an even place? Which means when you humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, not only are you bringing your pride under subjection, but you're saying, God, I have messed it up. And I need you to bring me back to a zero balance. I need you to work these student loans out. I need you to get this debt up off of me. I need you to fix my credit score. I need you to send some money, and I need it, right?